Greetings and welcome back to the lab. Time for another weekly update, and since I don't quite have the flashlight project ready to go, other things are kind of getting in the way in life, but I did just get a package today, so I figured let's open this up and have an unbagging. Make sure I got what I think I got. Like that one time when I ordered a cable and got a bracelet instead. Let's see if they sent what I think they sent. And I have ordered a lot, so there's going to be more of these unbaggings, whether I do them as separate episodes or not. Make sure my address isn't there. Okay. So bag in a bag. Let's see if there's yet another bag inside this bag. And it's going to be one of two things. There should be two items in this unbagging. Wow, that got taped to itself. And it is, yep, acrylic rods, 5mm. And these are for the, I don't have one nearby, but for the rattle can mounts. The idea is that I was thinking about it and I'm going, I was buying hardware that was costing too much. And then I bought some other acrylic that was 2mm for a different reason. And there's the 2mm. This is a 5mm, or it should be. You can test that fairly easily. Crack this thing open and see if we can't push one of them out. Okay. Crack it open even more. And try and get something to come out. Other than a bit of frustration. There should be 5 of them. They should be 200mm. And they should be 200mm long, 5mm diameter. There's one. And I can cut these down, I figured out, with the smaller one. I might need a different technique for cutting these, but let's just see. I have my little gauge, my ruler / gauge / whatever. This should just fit in the 5mm hole, and it does. It's just fitting. That's going to be a nice tight fit. And the idea is with the rattle can mounts, the spray paint can mounts, is that I'll have a base piece. Let me see if I can find failed prints as an example. All right, here's a couple of failed prints. These were supposed to be actually a smaller diameter. I have now actually updated this design. These were failed because they stepped on me while I was printing. Hopefully you can see that, like right there. There's a step in that. It's supposed to be a solid piece. This has got the same problem on this one. But what I've done is I've had them professionally printed, so if they come out stepped, they're going to throw them away and send me the ones that actually work, which are actually in the mail on the way to me. I think they've made it to the airport on the other end. But the idea is that the 5mm should be able to fit in the little hole here. And the way this is designed is there's this piece and there's a base, which is circular, not this shape, but just to give you an idea. And it'll be the rods running between them, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. So that's why I got these, is so that I can use them for that. I can get a bunch of them made. I can order these parts here, and I don't have to use hardware. And what I can do with these is, the nice thing is the acrylic actually melts under a soldering iron. So once I stick it through here to the top, I can stick it just an extra little bit there and then melt it over the top, making it so it won't come back out that way, and do the same thing with the base. So that's the thinking. We'll do a quick video on that one once everything else arrives. So that's one item. The other one, I'm not sure how I'm going to test or demonstrate right now. But let's see, we'll pull that out. Some stuff out of the way. Clean that all up later. And I thought this was going to be 5 pieces. I'm wondering if they sent me something else. Let's make sure. Is there anything else in the bag? Not that I can feel. So we'll get rid of that. This should be LEDs, but a very different kind of LED that I talked about in the previous video. There we go. Yep, those are cuttable filament LEDs. I think these are supposed to be, they're oddly green. I thought they were supposed to be blue. What does it say in here? Blue. Well, I suppose they could have put a green phosphor or a green silicone on top of the blue that would normally come out. All right, we're just going to have to cut this open. There we go. Now, the reason they call them freely cuttable or cuttable filaments is because the two leads are on one end. And so, what I'm picking, if I'll pull this out and attach it to a battery, yeah, being silicone, they're kind of sticky. That's interesting. All right. So now you got the two ends right here. And if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to put a battery between them. I'm just not sure which polarity. Okay, well, that's not lighting up, so let's try it the other way. And it's not lighting up. Means that battery could be dead. Let's try another battery. Well, that's not proving much. Let's try the other way with the battery. Okay, let's try going kind of ridiculous with this. See if I can get these two leads in here. I may have to fast forward a bit so you can see it. Took a little effort, but here we go. If I can do it without shorting out the battery and simulate this up. I do have it running through a resistor because the battery should in theory be 4.2 volts, and I don't want to drive this higher than 3, maybe 3.6. And I think my resistor is a little bit much, but hopefully you can see it kind of flashing on and off as I try to do this. Yeah, the really tricky part's doing it without shorting out the battery. In a better world, I would have done this differently. There we go. That should do it. Now you can see I got a flexible LED that's kind of an ice blue color. That's what I was intending. I'll probably apply a lot more current to it than I've got right now, but that should prove it. That is what has arrived. I've got a 5-pack of those, I believe. Wow, these things are really kind of flimsy, and I got to figure out how to store them properly. But the advantage with these is being flexible. Oh, let's be careful here. If it's going to keep popping on and off, I'm going to remove it from the battery because I don't want to short out the battery. There'd be a puff of smoke and a really bad smell. These can be dangerous batteries to work with if you don't know what you're doing. So I was just going to say, they say they're freely cuttable. Basically, if I were to cut it right now and cut it short, then all of that current would be going into a much shorter area and it'd be a lot brighter. I bought it long, though, because I'm thinking about the hover car project, and I'm thinking about having this, so I can disconnect here, having some kind of oval-shaped thing on the bottom. I can wrap this thing around. It should fit all the way around and give even lighting and basically create a glow when it's hovering over the table. So that was the thinking on that. I like the ice blue color for hovering, so that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, that's the unboxing for this time, for this week. I got more stuff coming. I am working on the flashlights, but there is other stuff in life that gets in the way sometimes. So my apologies for that. You don't necessarily need to know, but that is why I'm a little bit behind and having trouble keeping up. If you like this kind of stuff, though, stay tuned. There is definitely more to come. Thank you so much for watching.